Warning. Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. I'm very excited to have you here. I'm excited for the story that you are about to share with all of us.
So I don't know if you guys have heard, but I was just telling Yessi about this radio station. It's called Mano Peluda. It was a radio station that played between the late 90s, early 2000s. And what it was is that people would call into this radio station and tell their own stories, like paranormal stories, scary stories, like supernatural experiences, paranormal, things like that. The one that always stands out to this day is about a guy named Josue. If you look it up on YouTube, Josue is the most popular one, I guess, that stood out because he calls in about summoning the devil, basically. So Josue called into the radio station and he began to tell his story.
Llevo más de 5 años intentando pactar con algún demonio.
Came across a witchcraft book. In this book, he found a ritual on how to summon Satan, and he was so desperate to do this because him and his family were in need of money, and he felt like this was the only way out. So he summoned or made this ritual and called upon Satan for over a year.
Oh my god.
Yeah, for over a year he would do these rituals until one day he actually, I don't know if we can say this, but he cut his veins. And
as like a sacrifice,
as a ritual, as a sacrifice, and he offered his blood and kept calling onto Satan, to Satanas.
Hell no.
Isn't that creepy? Like, how desperate do you have to be to want to call upon something dark like this?
I couldn't, Mili. I'd be too scared.
Yeah, he tried for over a year until he described that this one night after doing that ritual, this man appeared in his room and he said, who is this person? Who are you? He said it was a tall, dark, skinny man. He did not believe that it was not Satan, but it was someone that was sent by Satan. And he said, I'm not him, but I'm the one that's here. You've been calling upon me. You've been doing these rituals, and this is why I'm here. And Josue could not believe it. He said he envisioned the devil how we all envision him, with the horns, the tail, like that's what he was envisioning, but he's seen something totally different, someone super calm, and he said, this is me, this is what you've been summoning. So from there, his whole process began on asking Josue to bring at least another good 6 people to do a ritual for over 8 months. He trained him to do a Satanist ritual in order to begin the process of bringing him money, materialistic things, but he had to bring 6 people into this ring.
So I wonder what these other people would get in return, because they're doing this for him because he wants all these things, but it's do the people also get something in return? That's what I'm curious about. I don't think I could do it, Mili. I don't think I could do that. First of all, since I was little, I don't know why this picture got painted in my head, but the devil, I imagine him, like you said, with the freaking tail and hooves for feet. I imagine that. I seen this video a long time ago, and that was the first time I ever seen what people thought the devil looked like on a movie. And he had hooves and he had a long ass tail and horns, and I was hella scared. And now that I think about it, it burned in my mind.
And so, that's how we envision him.
Yeah, so he's hella scary when you think of it like that. But I guess he could come in any form, right?
Yes, in any form. And it's someone maybe that can be among us without us even knowing. It can literally be someone looking so normal among us, and it's this dark person or this devil-like person. But so basically this is what Josue explains in the radio station. He's giving all these details about this person that appeared to him that night, then went on to appear to him whenever Josue would call upon him. Josue did not want to give the details of what the rituals were, what he taught him, or what his name was. He did not want to say it, but he said anytime he called upon him, he would appear. To that moment when he called into the radio station, he said that he continued to appear.
That's so freaking scary.
I believe it was around 2002 he called in the radio station. At that point, he had regretted everything he had done. He did not want that life anymore, but it was too late to go back.
Oh, I could not. Like, how do you even get out of that? That's
Yeah.
the scary part.
Yeah. I think he described in one of the moments he asked to sacrifice a baby. And I think he took him one.
This is very dark. This is definitely very dark.
People don't know if this is real or not. If this person just called in just to say a crazy story or to scare the listeners. They don't know, but the way that this person sounded on the radio station, he sounded scared. He sounded like he was venting. Like he was letting it all out. Like, this is what I've been doing. This is how it went about. And he said so many details. Like, how do you make something up like that? This had to have been someone real. And also, the weird thing was that the radio show host, he ended up passing away shortly after.
No.
And they're saying that supposedly it was connected to this call, like it was bad luck or something.
That's giving me chills.
Yeah.
That's giving me chills, just the whole story and hearing that.
The call, the radio station call, it is in Spanish, but there's a lot of reviews. A lot of people have went over the story in English, so look it up. It'll be interesting to hear.
I'll put that down in the description below if you guys want to go into that.
This is random, but speaking of the radio station being called La Mano Peluda and it being like a host speaking of like scary stories and stuff, if you're out there, you're Mexican, you know that La Mano Peluda is something that we all grew up being scared of.
Okay, for the people who don't know, Mili, can you please tell us? And I already forgot because it's been so long. Okay, Mano Peluda, like what I'm thinking just off of that, it sounds funny, right?
It sounds funny, but it sounds funny now that we're older, but when we were so young, and I know some of you viewers are gonna relate, we were so scared when we would get scolded with the Mano Peluda.
Yeah.
Well, when our parents would say, you better behave or La Mano Peluda is coming for you.
Yes.
And we'd be so scared, like, hell no, I don't want that fucking hairy ass arm coming out.
Yeah. Is that what it means? Does it mean fur hand?
Well, peluda means like hair, like a hairy hand.
Mili, you know what I thought it was this whole time? A hand that was coming up like this and it was being skinned. Like the skin was peeling back.
I think it's whatever we envisioned it was when we were little is what scared us.
Okay, so that's what scared me because if it had a little bit of fur, I don't think I'd be as scared as something that looks like skin is coming off.
Actually, this is a good question for the viewers. If you grew up with a Mano Peluda, what did you think it was growing up? What did you envision? Because we all had different versions of it. My mom and her dad are siblings, so we grew up with the same stories.
That's why we're so scared. So my dad just told me recently, I had asked him about La Llorona, and I told him, like, have you ever heard anything or seen anything that was La Llorona? And he told me he has never seen or heard, but he knows of the stories. And he said there was one time, now I don't have the full exact details, I'm gonna have to ask him again, but from what I remember is that he looked outside his window, I think it was like late at night or something like that, and there's like lights, you know, out in the street and shit like that, so you can kind of see a little bit of something on the street. But anyways, he saw like legs, but he didn't see no torso. Like no top.
What? No torso?
There was no torso, it was just legs. And he said
they were just dangling?
They were walking. They were walking.
I imagine that they were... I'll pass out, Yessie. I'll pass out.
Breathe, girl, breathe.
Thought I imagined them crossed, sitting somewhere and just dangling. You know?
When you said dangling, I was picturing them off the floor like this, like... Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more horror content like this. You can check out my cousin Mili's socials in the description below. Also, I will be doing more subscriber scary stories, so if you guys have any terrifying experiences that you would like me to share on my channel, go check out the description for more details. Until next time, bye!